Hello. I'm so sorry. It took me so long. Like, so long. I hope everyone's okay. We're back. I hope everything looks okay. Literally, like, I restarted my computer. And then when I went to open the game, it was like, cannot sync to cloud. And I'm like, oh no. So I'm like, okay, I have to restart my computer again. Restarts computer again. And then I tried to get back onto Live 2D, and then my my phone wouldn't connect. So I'm like, fuck, I have to restart again. So I think my computer is out to get me today. She is a shady bitch today. But no, we will keep going. LMAO. Lesbian. Love. Okay, let's keep going then, shall we? Everything looks okay now. It's not laggy. Checking my phone here, and I have to say, you've done a pretty admirable job keeping the details of HK's crimes a secret. The less reputable sites are doing some real journalistic acrobatics trying to piece together a story. Yeah, top 11 theories on who hurt HK was a real lady read. It's not just journalists though, all kinds have been emboldened. The freaks that HK's managed to bring out of the woodwork in just a few weeks, dude. Can you blame them though? I mean, he's a genuine serial killer. Repeat offenders in general are an endangered species, but he's gotten away with... We know what he's gotten away with. Take a look around us, detective. National DNA registry is robust enough that cases never go cold. Cameras on every street, a phone on every citizen. Violent crime at an all-time low and clearance rates at all-time highs. But you gonna spout some outpole bullshit about invasion of privacy? No, I'm not. People are safer now than at any other time in history, detectives. So when someone like Heartbreak does come along... Good point. London's trying to look like he can laugh it off. But pressure from the higher-ups must be reaching its peak. They want, maybe need, to see someone charged. And that makes them predictable! Yeah, well, even if there's nothing standard about HK, Department SOP still dictates we starve the media for case details. That way, when we do feed them, they're grateful for whatever scraps they get. But we can't take all the credit this time around. Homicide's tight-knit and tight-lipped, but it's not like there's much information for us to leak in the first place. And why is that? Because none of the shootings were caught on the opt-in crime surveillance system. Oh, how is that even possible? I know that there are some rough areas in the lower wards, but Optics is watching every other street in the entire city. You're saying you haven't seen this killer on camera once? You think we'd have let him kill 6 people if we did? Well, I understand your concern, ma'am, but Optex is only what it says in the name. Private surveillance system signing up to feed into the state security network. It's not perfect, just another one of the many public safety tools in our belt. It's not meant to be perfect. It's meant to help us solve crimes. Well, at least act as a deterrent. One would hope so. That chance determines our 4 war rooms and board meetings. Anyone crazy or desperate enough to commit a crime in a city like this couldn't care less about anything as vague as the consequences of their actions. It's like a safety blanket, with very few holes left in it. But it does have holes. Patching up those remaining holes takes effort, and that effort usually means rebooting the system. There's all kinds of technical details and digital bureaucracy involved. But the end result is that there are occasional localized blackouts. And the math used to schedule them is not impossible to predict. I see. But those windows of opportunity are small and short. Taking advantage of them requires specific knowledge. You need to be involved in law enforcement, pub data, or city planning. I'd have mentioned it if my client was a cop, and he wouldn't have needed a public defender either. His file says he's modded for heavy mass manipulation, not tech interfacing, so that just leaves city planning. So does he work construction for the city? HK is only ever struck at times and locations where optics will be down. Even with the devil's own luck. Oh my god, the devil! It's in the title! It can't possibly be coincidence. Wait, so you're saying when this woman was killed? Yeah, there was a blackout from around 8 to 9 tonight. Right on schedule, so to speak. And it included the area surrounding the victim's apartment. Well, what about DNA from the other crime scenes? Was my client a match? There's been no blood, no saliva, no suspect DNA at any of the crime scenes. No footage and no forensics? Also no motives, tampering, or witnesses. It's been like hunting a damn ghost. We didn't even have a murder weapon. Until now. Finally, a lucky break for the boys in blue. Scanners, cams, drones, forensics. No matter how you dress it up with tech, all detective work relies on one basic assumption. People make mistakes. But HK is the kind of monster who doesn't make mistakes. Only reason we even caught him tonight was because he finished what he had set out to do all along. So was my client on the list of suspects before tonight? What, you listening? There was no list of suspects. We questioned some X's, a few CIs. Someone even spoke to one or two unlisted at some point. Nothing came of it. There was talk about starting some kind of psych eval or something, but I never expected much to come of that. There's just not enough there to work with. In other words, the only thing they could have to link my client to those killings is the murder weapon. If I can jostle that keystone, then the rest of their case should start to come loose as well. Androids and cops! By the way, I couldn't help but notice that you're light on staff. It's 3 in the morning. Were you expecting a parade? I thought there'd at least be a few androids around. Aren't many androids in any police station this week. Not while the brass is renegotiating contracts. Contracts with Noble? Good guess. Hardly they're the biggest robotics club there is. Oh my god! Could spend all day in Center City without leaving their office's shadow. Yes, we're very fortunate to have them headquartered here. Saves us some money on shipping, at least. But these talks never last that long. I'm sure they'll be back to writing checks for Noble ads by the end of the month. Even with Noble pushing those warm androids? Warm. Ugh. Might as well call it the adult line. Might see them in the bigger departments or out on patrol, but not around these offices. Warm or cold, there's no such thing as an android detective. Yet. Any day now. Guess we should be expecting those any day now. Maybe android lawyers too. Get some android politicians in and we'd have the full set. Get real. People might like ads. Oh my god, I can't read. People might like ads who do what they're told, but they despise ads who tell them what to do. I'm not so sure. Cameras, sensors, satellites, we already get all our facts from machines. Give it a few more years, it might make sense to let machines do the investigating too. The union would. The police union wouldn't let that happen. She needn't have specified. It's the only real union there is anymore. Thanks for the chat, detectives. I think I understand the background well enough now. Candidly, I see the same strokes you do, and the picture it paints isn't pleasant. But even so, it seems a bit unrefined to be brought before a judge, don't you think? Hey, it's only our job to catch the bastard. The DA is the one who gets the conviction. Besides, we're not exactly gonna have to work hard to convince anyone of his guilt. And why is that? Because we found the handwritten confession at his desk. Oh, shucks. Well, that's, unexpected. I'm sorry, you're now telling me that he wrote a confession? Has it been verified? Not yet. We have to muscle past everyone in fraud and disinfo to get to the front of that line. Why bother? The note's covered in his fingerprints. There's a copy in the discovery data, but I should warn you. It doesn't exactly make for light reading. I'll have to manage somehow. I need to see this confession for myself. Okay, oh boy, here we go. Sorry for everything. Can't say it enough. Didn't mean to hurt you or do what I did. Did not want any of it to happen. Can't stay in control when I get mad. When I'm not in control, I hurt people without meaning to. I wish it hadn't broken them. Didn't mean to do it at first. But I was hurting. Wanted you to hurt too, but didn't want to hurt you. Words aren't enough, I know that now. I'll take responsibility and do what I've been avoiding. Please forgive me. That was difficult to read. Barely legible, in fact. Well, got a spin on that? No need. But it's a confession. Not a confession that he signed, though, is it? Not yet. And not one he intends to sign anytime soon, considering that he asked for representation. Yeah, the most wanted man in the city asked for a lawyer, and got you. Guess you're both lucky. Hardly. I just happened to be awake when the call went out. But I'm not so flush with work that I can afford to turn tail now. So if you don't mind, I'd like to go and speak with my client. What? He's not still handcuffed in there, is he? Look, counselor, with all due respect, we have strong evidence pointing to that man being responsible for 6 murders. 2 hours or so in cuffs isn't cruel or unusual. And that's for your safety as well. It's kind for you to worry, but I doubt I'll be in any danger. He's killed 6 women. None of them were redheads. True, he does have a type. I mean, she'd be safe. Seriously, though, I'd like to speak with him alone now. Camera's off, if you don't mind. Mic's on or off is your call, counselor. But we'll be watching from the feed from right outside in case anything happens. And the cuff, that is, stays on. That worried about me? How chivalrous. Yeah, my armor is practically blinding. Gross. I'll start at the unlock cycle. Counselor, just one last word of advice. If you have any interest in his well-being, I'd suggest you help him sign that confession. Not a bad idea. I do get paid either way. But the defense part of defense attorney isn't just for show, detective. I mean it. 6 people dead is one thing, but he's also caused weeks of widespread terror and public unrest. Putting it another way, he's made the state look bad. That's a capital crime, if there ever was one. And even if the death penalty is not actually on the table these days, I can guarantee he's not going to like whatever rehabilitation plan they draw up for him. Look, I've seen the virtual work release program in person, and it's... Well, he has? Being challenged before the Supreme Court. Yeah, sometime in the next decade, maybe. Just remember, a plea deal might feel like a loss for you, but if it keeps him from... Well, that's probably a win for your client, right? Prison sentences are generally lighter for those who plead guilty, that much is true. It saves the courts a great deal of time and money, and they show their gratitude with reduced sentencing. But no one will ever be grateful towards the heartbreak killer. Anyone convicted for killing 6 people, they'll never rest their mind in another day in their life. 3:35 a.m., June 5th, 2086. It's like an E. Oh, hello. Ooh. Me likey his design. It's depressing as hell in here. Oh my god. Wow. Women. They need to liven this place up. What should I do for him? I have no fucking idea. Carlos flat, right? Hope you don't mind if I get comfortable. We've got a lot to cover. But this shouldn't take all night. What are you? Look, I already told you people, I'm not a cop, Carlos. Furthest thing from it. I'm a lawyer. Your lawyer, in fact. And I'm here to help you. Yeah, well, they said that too. All of them did. Back there, in here, kept repeating it the whole ride over. They said that they were going to help me, that they knew this was all a mistake. Then they said that I killed, acting like they were on my side. And they thought that It's not their job to help you, Carlos. But it is mine, and I'm here now. He's still in shock. I need more information, but if I approach this the wrong way, he'll just clam up even more. I'm sure you're exhausted. It's probably difficult to think, let alone speak. But I'd like you to try and answer a few questions. The police already question you, I'm sure, but they were treating you as a suspect, not as a client. Okay, so what do you want to know? About you? Water. let's start simple. Something mundane, grounded, rote. I'd like to know a bit more about you first, Carlos. Something like, what line of work are you in? I'm with city engineering. Or I was, or I should be. As I thought, the police must be convinced he mapped the optics blacked outs using data he stole from work. My arm, I got it slotted for the job. And, Carlos, I'm gonna need more than that. So what do I know? He works in city engineering, not a desk job. Reyes said he was modded for work and that arm must be in custody at the moment, but based on his shoulder, it had to be pretty utilitarian? Oh, I don't really see how that could be anything lifelike. Utilitarian, yeah. He doesn't strike me as the type who's enamored with the aesthetics of modding. The young and the restless and the rich, swapping in neon and chrome limbs because I like the way it looks, or the way it makes other people start looking at them. No, he's pragmatic, grounded, and very unlucky. In which case, I should be too. You know, my brother wanted to mod. Really? Really. I don't even have a brother. Oh my god, she's lying! Oh my god, I love a woman lie! I love a woman lie! He had everything planned out. A whole career path of promotions and bonuses, and the upgrades they'd afford him. Then came his 18th birthday present. Test results politely informing him that he is not a viable candidate. That sucks. I think he felt relieved, actually. Seemed like it was a weight off his chest. Like he was glad that he didn't have to choose. Does that make any sense? Yeah, I think it does. I always figured if I'd start at all, I'd start small. A hand or an eye. Test the water. Never thought about lobbing my whole damn arm off, but the recruiter was enthusiastic. He said, because of the NCDA, there was financial aid and resources. Of course, that got shit-canned, so now me and every other modder is royally screwed. Couldn't even let me keep the tax credit. The new Citizens with Disabilities Act was amended, not repealed. But I doubt he'd appreciate the distinction at the moment. I worked the tighter spaces, the high-volt environments, mostly canopy upkeep. Oh, canopy, huh? Typical stuff for modders, you know. He's speaking freely now. Don't need to do much more than repeat his words back to him to keep him talking. But the right word choice here or there can still make a difference. You work on the canopy? You must be under a lot of pressure. You must be under a lot of pressure now that the subways are cordoned off. Damn straight. And this crap was long. Once word got out that the case against him was real, every desktop in the chain became terrified of their own shadow. All of them convinced that internal affairs is gonna come knocking if they were misplaced so much as a paperclip. Everything by the book means no room for compromise, no room for problem solving. No room for engineering? Yeah. And no patience for screw-ups. He's trying very hard not to look at his shoulder. Why aren't you wearing your prosthetic right now, Carlos? Yeah, that. Rejection issues, starting last month. A lot of sleepless nights. Rejection? Did the therapy not take? It's not like that. I wasn't oozing pus out of my sockets or anything. Then, do those rejection issues have anything to do with your scars? Not in the way you're thinking. Hmm? I'm right-handed. So those cuts on his face are just from shaving? Nice. Never thought this go on so long I'd have to learn how to do everything. I mean, the problem started small, trembling, but then spasms. Oh my goodness! Thank you so much for following! You're shy, thank you so much for following. Just oversensitivity, they said. An easy fix. But the problem got better. But the problem got bigger. Couldn't let it get that far. Need to be able to trust your own hands when you're on the job site. Drop a cutter at the wrong moment and people could get hurt. So I sat down, made an appointment, turned in my arm, and watched my case get placed at the back of the damn line. Where did you turn it in? Some mass turnaround chop shop with a waiting list like you wouldn't. Ugh. Doesn't sound like you're a happy customer. Hell no. I'd found a dozen other clinics with shorter wait times. But as long as I'm renting and not owning, the manufacturer decides where your arm gets maintenance. And that's why I'm sitting here with this expensive-ass stump for a shoulder. I haven't been able to work in weeks. Bosses were generous enough to say my position might still be there when I've got 2 working arms again. You can buy a replacement yourself, just in the meantime. I serve at the pleasure of the state. And they got exclusivity contracts with Hindi, all locked up in white-knuckle tight. Hindi? How Industries? As I recall, he's registered with one of their halibis? I think it's that! Halibis models. If I took one step on site with uninsured tech, forget the fines, I'd lose the down payment and my arm. And I'd never work in the city again. If this was last quarter, maybe I could have worked something out with management, but like I said, no one's sticking their neck out for anyone now that Long's deep in hot shit. You mentioned discomfort. Are you in pain? Pain'll come and go. It's the itches that'll kill ya. And the phantoms come back pretty fast when I don't have anything. Arm-shaped attached to me. Didn't they give you something to, well, wear in the meantime? Something the clinics lend out for cases like this? What they gave me is a dead-weight, 3-jointed landfill-baked piece of shit. Sorry, it's a very shitty feeling, having a part of your body that you know they cut corners on. It fits, it's compatible, technically. I can slot it in and feel on balance again. But the fingers don't even bend and the quick twitch motors are way off. It's like walking around with your arm asleep. Dead. So you were wearing it when... Oh, you were arrested! I'm gonna... we have to dance around it a little bit, okay? Were you wearing it when you were arrested? No, I wasn't. But I'm pretty sure I saw the police bagging it as evidence, so... Can't have gotten too far. So Detective Reyes is being quite literal about how he's found. He had the victim's blood on his left arm only, because at the time in question, he didn't even have a right. No inconsistencies in the story so far, and he's opened up about as well as can be expected. But this has all just been a warm-up for the both of us. Now comes the delicate part! Dude, I love that. I love that so much. Oh, hello, car in the background. Damn! They're going so fast. Carlos, you and the victim were romantically involved. How long did you two know each other? Right. I've known her since college. We shared a few classes, some mutual friends. Always got along. Eventually, we just got together at some point. Guess I never actually asked her out in the real formal way. Sounds pretty cowardly saying that out loud. Diane, she was in genetics. Focused her studies on agriculture. It always takes them a few tries to get used to using past tense. Just finished her post-grad work this year. Got hired right out of the gate. Practically headhunted. Oh, practically headhunted. You believe that? Practically headhunted. Damn! Of course she was. Any company'd be lucky to have her and like... Is that resentment? It was a real-ass job. Paid real-ass money, too. So her career was starting to pan out. Right as yours had fallen to the mother of all slumps. Where was she hired? Pedigree? No, Perigee Laboratories. Perigee, my bad, Perigee. Like the moon! I say that like the name matters. The whole setup's under Harco's umbrella. That doesn't narrow it down. The Harvest Corporation grows a third of the soybeans in corn in the entire country. One client that size, the lab wouldn't need any others. Now, no corporation earns the mega prefix without a little throat cutting, but Harco is about as tame as big business can get. Predictable like the seasons. No one's gonna buy that. Whoa, no one's gonna buy that they had some lab tech murdered because of corporate greed. Had she adjust well to her new job? Yeah, they loved having her there. She never mentioned arguments or disputes? Corporate politics getting rough? I don't think so. Not like I've been a good listener lately. But I never got the impression that she... Look, no one I know could do this to her. And there's nothing she could have done that would deserve what happened to her. It was a long shot, hoping for a disgruntled character from her past to shift blame onto. With no other suspects, I can't just reshuffle the detective's suspicions. I'll have to disprove their argument entirely. Thank you, Carlos. That was very helpful. It was? Now I'd like you to try and tell me whatever you can about what happened tonight. Oh. Start at the beginning and take your time. The details are important. Alright, Miss, Morgan. I'll try, Morgan. When you're ready. We were arguing. We had been arguing a lot, actually. Lately. Arguing about stupid stuff. I haven't been working, haven't been making money, haven't been pulling my weight. I was mad at myself. But more than that, I was jealous of her. Jealous of her nothing. Jealous of her goddamn money. The reports say that you were arguing around 8 p.m.? 8? Yeah, it must have been when we started. We got into it and I said a lot of things that I shouldn't have. And I said one thing that I really, really shouldn't have. I crossed a line and we both knew it, so I left. You left? Yeah, walked out the front door. Thought some fresh air might help me cool off. Help me figure out what to say to make it up to her. Of course, the air wasn't fresh, just humid, thick like mud. And while I was pissing away the time, Diane was... Did you bring your phone with you or any other electronics? No. I kinda stormed off. Didn't even take my key fobs. Didn't even lock the door behind me. Oh shit! With optics down, traffic and street level cameras won't help him. That leaves. Did you go through a checkpoint or talk to anyone with modded eyes? Did you buy anything? Cash or credit? No, not even a vending machine. Not even a damn vending machine, huh? I may have met my match. How can anyone be this unlucky? That's quite unfortunate. I just wanted quiet at the time. Wanted to wallow in it, really. Sorry if I don't have all the details quite right. My head is... But if my exact route would help, the cams probably... What? What is it? What is it? Optics is... What? Can that even happen? And there's no other proof that you were out at the time Diane was killed. Meaning you've got no alibi. This can't... Listen, I didn't do this. I couldn't... Carlos, I'm the one person you don't have to try and convince. After all, I'm your lawyer. So let's just get it all out there and see what we've got to work with. Right. Now you said you left to clear your head. So what made you come back? I came back because I heard a noise. A loud noise. Didn't know what it was. But it was loud, and it scared me. And it came from the direction of our apartment. I was walking back at first. But at some point I must have started running, because when I got back I was so out of breath. And when I saw that, the front door was open. Something dropped in my chest and my lungs wouldn't... You live on the first floor, right? Yeah, first floor apartment. Street-facing entrance. We were proud of that when we first moved in. Like it was some kind of big deal. From the hallway I saw her, but I didn't realize. I never thought that she was... The lights were off, the whole room was a mess. I thought we had been robbed or she had fallen or... There was broken glass, furniture knocked over. And she was... I called her name and she didn't move. I checked her pulse and she was still warm. Her blood was warm. And I saw... The gun. It looked so heavy, but I thought it had to be fake because I didn't want it to be real. Is that why you picked it up? What? Pick it up? I didn't touch that thing! I didn't shoot her, damn it! Doing what I do, you hear a lot of lies. White lies, blatant lies, hasty lies, bad lies especially. For me, it's always been easy to spot a lie, but it can be hard to know what to do about it. I have all the proof I need in my files, but he's nervous and defensive. And none of this works if he doesn't trust me. Of your prints? What does that mean? Evidence. Okay. 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 Yummy evidence. He dislikes musicals and cashews? Hate him. But his fave flower is poppy. Okay, King. Let's see. Of your prints, you were found with it. It's registered to you. I don't know which one to choose. Maybe of your prints? Oh, maybe not. It's the fact that your fingerprints are on that gun. What? But I didn't do this. I wasn't thinking. I was just... Carlos, all I'm saying is that you picked it up. That's all. Would you believe me if I said I didn't realize it was a gun? That explains how his prints got on the gun, but not in a way that would satisfy the police. Still, if all he did was hold the gun... So stupid. I know what a gun looks like. But seeing it in my own house, right in front of... You were in shock, Carlos. You still are. The police came in sometime after that. I don't remember much of what they said. Things started moving fast, it seemed like. The rest of my night went probably the way you'd expect. Carlos, you admit to having a verbal argument with Diane, but you said you were surprised to see the room trashed when you got back. To clarify, you're saying that you two never had a physical fight? What? Physical? We never fought like that! Did the police say that we did? They assumed as much. Which means they also assumed the room was disheveled well before the shooting occurred. Considering what Carlos has told me, what else do they assume? What is it? I'd like you to take a look at something for me. The crime scene. Oh, it's an AR module built from data taken as the police entered, so... Right, it's just that. It's just data, Carlos. No grisly details. Okay, let me see it. Take your time. Alright, I think I've got it. That's how the police found things. Now close your eyes and think back to how the room looked when you left. Try and focus on what's out of place. Alright. I'll take notes. You just say whatever comes to mind. I don't remember exactly where everything was. But, well, the mirror was upright, of course. And that clock was still on the wall. The chair got knocked over at some point and the bed got tossed, the cushions torn. And the urn fell. Oh, it was an urn! Other than that... No, sorry. That's all that stands out to me. I see. Like so? What's wrong? Something out of place? Carlos, you need to trust your instinct. If anything seems off, don't be afraid to speak up. It's just, I guess I assumed your nose would be making edits to the AR. Well, I suppose that works too. I love her! Sorry, I didn't mean... I think your drawing was pretty good, considering... I'd like to change the subject now, Carlos. Right. Let's talk about the letter that was found on your desk. Letter? What do you mean? I mean this letter here. Do you recognize it? Because the police are calling it a confession. A confession? But this is just a note to self! Pardon? Look, when we fight, I lose my temper. Say things I don't mean to. Oh! So this morning, I tried to write things down so I'd have a script to stick to. So I could apologize to her instead of just fighting with her. Carlos, you say in the note that you hurt them? That's... I broke her fidget tubbies. Her what? Her what? Her... Her fidget tubbies! Oh my god. Dude, the guy on the right? The guy with the overalls? He's so mean! Look at him! He's so mean! He's so mean. Tell me these are the exact same it's the exact same picture. See, what if I cry? What if I cry? Well, that's not my cry. It's the same picture. We're the same. Okay, let me get back in my dang corner. They're these collectible ceramic character things. They're supposed to be like tactile. You use them as paperweights or conversation starters. Conversation starters? She loved those little things. They're not worth a damn, but you can buy them at any flea market or garage sale, but they meant a lot to her. And I broke them. I mean, I was pissy at the time, but that goddamn piece of shit rental arm. I hardly know why I'm swinging it half the time. Got so angry I just ripped it off and tossed it in my room. That cheap, dusty, worthless... Okay, let's say he did break her fidget duckies with his... duckies with his replacement arm. What does that change? Nothing, at the moment. There's not enough detail in the note for me to prove what his intent was when he sat down to write it. But if the police insist on claiming it's a confession for the heartbreak killings anyway... Couldn't even bother to sweep them up, I felt so... Alright, Carlos. Thanks for answering my questions. Now I'm going to call the police back in here, and I'm going to get this cleared up for you. What? That's it? That's it. Oh, okay. Although, before I do that, I do have to ask. What do you know about the Heartbreak Killer? Heartbreak? You mean that cycle that was trending all month? I mean, as much as anyone, I guess. I haven't been getting out much, but I'm sure everybody's on edge. A guy like that out there. He shoots people. Through the heart, right? The police kept the victim's appearances far away from any upstanding news sources. So unless he was already following the murders, Carlos wouldn't notice any resemblance to his girlfriend. I mean, she was shot in the chest, but that doesn't mean anything, does it? If he's this slow on the uptake, it's gonna be a real shock when these officers walk in here and accuse him of being a serial killer. Dude, I love it too! It's so hot! I agree! I'll just have to squash that theory. As quickly and definitively, oh, that's a big word, definitively as possible. 4:04 a.m., June 5th. I didn't realize you could smoke in here. Did she put it in her fucking coffee? Technically, I can smoke wherever I want. For a fee. Smoking on the knots. She just fucking pays the fine. She doesn't give a shit. I love her. I guess so. Nervous? Don't be. I'm the one who's on the clock. Right. I'm sure this isn't your first time doing this. No, of course not. It will be my first homicide defense, though. Oh. Why does everyone always think the first time's so goddamn important? Hey, cheer up. I've got relevant experience in other areas. Oh. And, what areas are those? You ever gamble, Carlos? No, ma'am. I never go anywhere near, loot boxes. Loot boxes?! Won't touch the stuff. I mean more like playing cards. Oh. Well, then, no to that, too. I've actually got pretty terrible luck. Could have fooled me. Well, what I do is a lot like poker, Carlos. Poker's nice because even if you're dealt nothing but crap all night long, you can still win. Which makes things pretty fun. Okay, so, do you have a good poker face? I like to think so. And are you lucky? Only when the stakes are high. And, in this metaphor, we're playing poker, and the state's the dealer? If only. No, the state's more like the house. You mean like the house always wins? Yes. They're very good at it. Winning, I mean. That's why they're up there, and we are down here. That's why they're the house. Alright, bro! So, what do? We play the cards we're dealt as best we can. Win more hands than we lose. Keep it up, and eventually, someone will come over and tap the dealer on the shoulder and whisper something in their ear. And then we'll be politely asked to leave. That doesn't sound very triumphant. The house always wins. So our definition of victory is more like, don't lose. Real? Thanks, Morgan. But I guess I was more asking like, what should I say? Just leave all the talking to me. So that's the strategy. What's up? You know there's a saying about gamblers with strategies. Oh shit! I need so much water! Yo, ready to confess yet? Cause I only woke up the DA. Already? She must be new. The district attorneys have final say on whether or not a case is brought to trial. Only fair, since they're the ones who end up having to actually prove the damn thing. Most of them prefer simple guilty pleas over long, protracted trials. And they all dislike having their time wasted. Unfortunately, then, you'll have to call them back. Because my client is not guilty. And frankly, I'm not even sure you have enough to hold him here. Right! What she said. You've got a weird sense of humor, counselor. Different generations, I guess. Before my time, kind of thing. I'm very serious when it comes to defending a man's innocence, detective. Counselor, we have your client's written confession. His written confession. Let's start there. Okay, we'll be happy to. The thrust of every argument starts with the facts. What's already known and agreed upon. Public knowledge for every player at the table. It's pretty simple, counselor. Real paint-by-number stuff. See, we found a note at his apartment. Oh, okay, gameplay time! With his fingerprints on it, apologizing for how he hurt them all so bad. Now how are you planning on spinning that? Those are the facts. That I've been building my hand all night. And now I've got the weapons to answer anything they try to throw at me. Well, my client did write that note, and it was an apology. But not for murder. He was apologizing for... Oh, shit! Ceramic crap? Oh, is this... Okay, is this what's... That's the contents inside of it? Is that what it is? He was simply apologizing for this. The hell is that? I found myself asking the exact same question. When my first hand... Oh, that's... Wait, hold on. It just all clicked in my fucking mind. Poker chips? That's what we've been getting all night. That's a hand. Oh my god, she's a poker bitch. Oh! Where is my poker face edit to this fucking VN? Where is it? Where is it? I need it right now. I need a poker face... Lady Gaga poker face edit. I found myself asking that exact same question. What are we looking at here? Something from the crime scene? This diagram of the room is created from data you captured, right? Pure, non-GMO, augmented reality crime scene data. Yeah. Data. What's non-GMO? Not much these days. Notice anything out of place? Yeah, the whole room's full of busted shit. It's the scene of a murder. Full of busted shit, for sure. But I was more referring to the unidentified ceramic debris found on the western side of the room. The hell is that? Ceramic debris, huh? Must be from the vase that got tossed. Actually, that's not possible. Oh? Because that vase is it remains featureless even after being tossed. Ceramic vase wasn't... Is a fake? Is a fake? Question mark? Oops. Oops. That's glass from the mirror. Flat statement. The chair got cushions torn. Okay. It's just a ceramic vase. So, what the fuck? Oh wait, no. Yeah, you're right. It wasn't there. So what did he say? He said It must be from the vase. Oh yeah, because the vase wasn't... Yeah, it wasn't there. He didn't say anything about how the room was. Because that vase wasn't actually present. Wasn't present in, like, a mindfulness sense? Not even. She's just stalling us with bullshit. Oh no, my cards! Fuck you. What do you mean? You didn't say anything. Okay. Sorry. The 12-year-old in me. Okay, wasn't damaged or is a fake? I'm gonna try as a fake. Because that vase is a fake. Well, I suppose that could be true. Not a price in the damn thing. Who gives a shit? No! Okay, so you're telling me. So you're telling me it wasn't damaged. It's not possible for that debris to have come from the vase. Because that vase is still pristine. How is that? How is that possible? I don't know. The lady at that garage sale told me it was so old and delicate. Damn it, the one time I try and thrift shop on my own. Well, so what? What does it even matter? If the vase doesn't have a scratch on it, then the debris must have come from somewhere else. That debris is what my client wrote that apology over. You're saying that confession was his apology for not vacuuming? I am, because that pile of rubble is all that remains of the victim's collection of Fiji Bob, Fidget Tubbies. What he said. Mr. Flat broke the victim's ceramic figures by accident, and this impassioned note to self was just his attempt at scripting out an apology. Can you prove that? We're taking this seriously? As much as I wish we weren't. We're all in agreement that my client wrote that note, and we can all plainly see that there's ceramic debris at the crime scene. That Sprite is so hot! Anyway. Now, since it couldn't have come from the vase, it must have come from the collectibles. Simple, right? The hell are you on about? The entire room was trashed, as the ox clearly show. Those fidget tubbies must have gotten pulverized during the struggle too. You're really gonna claim he sat down to write an apology for breaking her toys after gunning her down? Not a bad train of thought, but I can do better. No, those collectibles were destroyed much earlier than that, and there's proof. Probably his, saving, still. I'm gonna guess his arm. A dusty fudge tubby slayer, he says. Just take a closer look at the rental you took into custody. Huh? One swipe of your finger should show exactly how devastating it was to the fickle buddy ecosystem. Good God. It's fidget tubbies. Whatever. You did take it into custody. I'm sure your text found ceramic debris on it, yes? Now that you mention it. Fine, whatever. He broke them with his arm. While he was killing her. Happy? Overjoyed. Because even a cheap arm's got an operating system that logged the last time it was worn, right? Right. See, I happened to spot a footnote on the lab report. Said that rental hadn't been used since the AM. Whose side are you on, old man? It's gotten pretty late, sunshine. Just trying to save us all some time where I can. Well, thank you for your service. Well, thank you for your service. Are you seriously buying this crap? Just look at how scrawled, how panicked that note is. You expect me to believe that he was upset over a fidget tubby collection? One that hasn't even been graded? Uh-oh. Setting aside Detective Reyes' surprising depth of knowledge when it comes to collectibles, oh my god. You're correct. They held no real monetary value. It would be odd for Carlos to be so shaken over their loss. But so what? So what? After all, that's not panic you're seeing on that page. No, the only reason that note looks the way it does is because Carlos is right-handed, bitch. I'm pretty sure this is the right answer, but I want to save anyway. Because Carlos is right-handed. Yes, I am. Did I not know that? Shouldn't that be on my permanent record or something? So the reason why that note looks like a silent wall scribbles? It's just because he had to use his left hand to write it. I tend to think better writing than typing. And I need to get used to using my left anyway. I just thought it could be good practice. Taking that into account, alongside the ceramics, your slam dunk confession is looking about as watertight as a fishnet. Okay, fine. Forget about the confession. Congratulations, counselor. You've established that your client's remorseless. Now let's get back to the reality of the situation. Here are the facts. We found your client at the scene of the crime, wearing a coat covered in the victim's blood, right next to a big old goddamn gun that just so happened to have his fingerprints on it. That's right, that coat is. What? You gonna claim it's not his? That he actually wears an extra small? Just trying to bait me in a typical low-key fashion. She must have something. No sense playing into it. Something you'd like to ask me, detective? I'm just curious. What'll it be next? You gonna tell me that he actually wears an extra small? Ooh, oh shit! Oh wait, that's so fire! Wait, that's so fire! Because you can do that like poker! Well, we can't raise, so we'll just stay. He doesn't wear an extra small. That's so cool. Ah, she does the tap! Oh my god! Sorry, I love blackjack. Not really poker, but I love blackjack, so, well, I guess blackjack is poker. It is a poker game, but it's not poker, you know, anyway. Gee, Carlos, do you? No. Yeah? Sure there's no evil twin you've forgotten to mention? Okay, it's not letting me. There's no evil twin. No, I'm afraid not. Not even gonna go for a mysterious third party at the scene of the crime. To prove his innocence, I will need to get there eventually. We're going there now without hard evidence. Ooh! You know what? I feel like we should do the Ace Attorney right now. Nothing has never played proper poker. You know what? I'm gonna go Ace Attorney. I'm gonna go Ace Attorney. Cause I feel like you gotta bluff. You gotta bluff sometimes, you know? I'm quite confident that my client's not guilty, so there must have been a third individual at some point. That's cute. Only problem is, the ox shows plain as day that there's no evidence of anyone but Carlos being there that night. So keep dreaming. No! I thought the Ace Attorney would work! Sad, sad. I can't bluff as much as I can in Ace Attorney. I have no evidence of a third person at this time. Damn right you don't. It's clear as day in the ox. No evidence of anyone but Carlos being there that night. So keep on dreaming. It was obvious she had something there. I was gonna win that hand either way. But at least I didn't overstep and take any more damage than I had to. We're not contesting any of that, detective. My client freely admits to holding that gun. He picked it up in confusion after coming home to find a brutal crime scene. Which was not smart. Hey, but not illegal either. Fun fact, this is not Ace Attorney. Holy shit, you're right! Puts hands on head. Oh my god! You are so right. And that's all. He had a blood all over his clothes. Yes, he did. Right. Do you have those clothes on hand, by the way? The lab finished with them a while ago. What are you getting at? It'll be easier to just show you. Would you mind getting them for me? Oh my gosh, what gift do you want to choose? What gift? What gift? Yeah. What gift? Give me your gift and I'll, what rhymes with gif? I don't want to say sniff. More Morgan! Morgan! She is quite bad. I will say that much. Holy moly, that is a fine shorty. You know what? Sure, I could use the fresh air. Stinks of bullshit in here anyway. And here I thought the room smelled like... Psst, Morgan. What are you doing? My coat's covered in her blood. I remember that much. So doesn't that, like, make me look really bad? Just relax, Carlos. I'm pretty sure that's impossible. You're innocent. And that means that having more evidence will always help you, not hurt you. Really? Really. Not really. Plenty of innocent people in prison. People with bad luck. Or bad lawyers. People shouldn't count on the truth to come out easy. More often than not, it takes coaxing. What was it that reminded me of? Alright, here it is. One bloodstained jacket, fresh from the lab. So what's your angle? You wanna tell us this is actually some, just hot sauce? No. That would be silly. Shucks, we thought it over. So what the hell's your point? Hey. Sorry, just got thrown off by the turn of good fortune. What good fortune? You should thank the detective for bringing you your jacket, Carlos. She just proven your innocence. My client was arrested for wearing this coat. He would have been wearing it at the time of the murder. It has the victim's blood on it, who we know died when she was shot in the heart. By a gun that happens to be an old-fashioned pre-tagging firearm. And so this coat proves he shouldn't have been the shooter. Is there a gas leak in here? In what world does it make any sense? Sense happens to be the key here. I just need to draw their attention to what they can. Smell? Okay, interesting. Okay, I'm gonna guess sight? Because I don't think he would have been splattered with it, right? Because, like, if he shot her in the head, then yeah, he could have. If he shot her, but he shot her point blank in the chest. So I think the splatter would have gone backwards, right? That's my game theory. So let's do C. Let's try C. Just tell me what you see. Oh wait, also, it could be his right arm. That's splattered with blood too. I can't tell by that picture, but maybe that's also it. I see a coat with a lot of dead woman blood on it. And you? Okay, maybe I'm just overthinking it. My fucking bad. What sense you use doesn't matter? Is that what you're saying? Okay. It was on the left sleeve. Always ready to help. Thanks, Jamie. I wanna try to do stuff. Okay, so it's obviously not C. I don't know what smell could possibly do with this, so I guess touch? Just tell me what you feel. I feel like I'm losing brain cells here. Are you hoping I just rub the bloodstain off for you? Okay, so smell? Do me one favor, detective. Tell me what you smell. I don't smell anything except dried blood. Exactly. The coat smells like blood, but oh, it doesn't smell like gunpowder because it's antique. Alright. Or a cigarette. That's what I've been smelling. Yes, Detective London, I was smoking earlier. Could you rejoin the conversation? I've been listening. You wanted me to smell the jacket? If you would. Let's see. Huh. No gunpowder. Yeah, there you go. I just didn't, my brain wasn't thinking. What? What about gunpowder? Oh, don't blame yourself for not noticing. This was before your time. You can't be more than a few years older than me. But not before your partners, it seems. See, gunpowder's weak by today's standards, but it's still volatile stuff. Hard to store, prone to misfiring. And when it goes bang, it leaves behind an awful lot of evidence. What the hell is she talking about, London? Modern firearms, like the ones we carry, use electricity, magnetism, even air pressure or sound waves. They've got more accuracy, more firepower, less recoil, less noise, and they don't leave behind any residue. Gunpowder residue. You talked my ear off about how difficult it is tracking down a gun that doesn't leave digital traces. Oh, sorry, but a revolver like this one? It'd leave gunpowder on the skin of whoever fired it for days. So, then his coat. If you don't trust your noses, you can check the lab reports. I think if they had found any gunpowder on my client or his clothes, they'd have taken the time to highlight it. Well, whatever. That just means he washed off after shooting her. He changed his clothes. That's not impossible. But it would be pretty pointless. Huh? His jacket and his left hand were blood-soaked when your officers found him. Would he really go through all the effort to get rid of something as subtle as gunpowder residue? Just to get the victim's blood all over himself afterwards? Well, in light of these details, I'd like to formally request that you reconsider the charges Mr. Flatt is facing. As soon as possible. Whoa. They're faltering now. Should topple over at any moment. The letter was mostly icing on the cake for them. But that gun is all they had to link Carlos to any of the shootings. So if it looks like he never actually fired the gun, I'll admit things were a bit dicey there at times. But once I was able to grasp the situation, the smaller pieces fell into place easily enough. Not my cleanest work by far, but overall I'd say... Did she get a message? Wait, did they actually manage to find it? Uh-oh. Something you'd like to share, Detective Reyes? You're good. Twisting the truth into knots, making the facts work for you. Thanks. But your luck just ran out. Because the net scrubbers found the cam active at the exact moment of the shooting. And right now, I'm starting to get a photo of the killer. Uh-oh. Wanna bet? I like when her eyes go all black, dude. A photo of the shooter. If she had that, we wouldn't still be talking. But I doubt she's just pulling this out of her ass. She's got something from the scrubbers. Well, I think it's time to raise, bitch. That's a bold bluff for this late in the game, Detective. Especially when we both know that there was optics blackout during the shooting. Well, that's just it. This isn't from optics. Oh no, it's from the fucking shit. Oh, I can never bluff! I'm not sure I follow, Detective. Didn't we establish that there was an optics blackout during the shooting? Sure, there was. But this isn't from optics. What? How did I still... Oh, I guess I lost less money. Good thing I held my tongue. As I thought, the scrubbers must have managed to dig up something from outside the network. Which means... Party's over, counselor. Feast your eyes on this. Well, okay, the quality is lacking. And yet, there it is. They managed to find a quarter needle of evidence on a whole city block of haystacks. What are the goddamn chances? No, with the scale their tools operate on. I guess the chances are, as always, in their favor. Alright, this isn't good, but it's a far cry from the worst case scenario I envisioned. You can even say I got lucky, which means the stakes are... Well, it's a little bit blurry. Don't look at me, I didn't take the damn thing. Technically, no one took it. Looks like at the time of the shooting, a neighbor was on their phone. Probably venting about how crazy the couple across the way was acting. But if their phone was on, its camera would be on. And so we managed to get this shot through the window. Where to begin? Far away, unfocused, ultra low resolution, zoomed in, blurred, color shifted. And so compressed it looks like it's from another century. There are tools that could enhance this image any further, and I could count the pixels on one hand. And you could kiss its admissibility in court goodbye. You can't honestly claim that you can identify my client from this image. And there's no way in hell you could get this past a judge. Yeah, you're probably right. We couldn't. But I think I know a DA that could. Either way, it doesn't seem like your client's leaving this police station anytime soon. That photo. What the hell is happening to me? I think I know a DA that could. Don't be so modest, old man. We have photo evidence of a left-handed shooter standing in the hallway. At the same time, the whole neighborhood had a gunshot. And who do we know had the left-hand fingerprints all over that gun? You're referring to my client. You think? We've established that he wasn't wearing his modded arm at all tonight, so he must have shot with his left. Yes, and we've also established that he's weak with his left side. A left side that had no gunpowder whatsoever. Forensics will never be perfect, counselor. Sometimes we miss things. Sometimes you take a walk through the rain, and when you finally get where you were going, you somehow end up dry. But that doesn't mean it didn't rain. Okay, bro. All of which is to say, before judge or jury, photographic evidence outweighs a failed sniff test. Carlos is innocent. I know he is. But that photo shows a left-handed shooter. Carlos is innocent. That photo is real. If both are true, then that means that photo doesn't show what it appears to show. So, at a loss for words? Never. I'm just confused about one thing. Where was this photo taken from exactly? Exactly? Positional data is usually only accurate to the nearest public router. If we DN on the phone's owner and ask them where, why bother with any of that? Ballistics and common sense tells us that the pup shot from the room's doorway. The front entrance of the apartment faces to the south. There's a hallway that runs back to the bedroom. We're looking straight at the shooter, so it's pretty obvious that this was taken from across the north window. From the north. If this is from the north, then why can we clearly see that? It's not that complicated. The neighbor who got the shot must have lived on the other side of the street. So we're looking into the bedroom from the north window. She's wrong. I should seize the opportunity to start turning the tide. Is this where I finally get to fucking raise my shit, dude? I'm afraid that's simply not possible, Detective. This photo has to have been taken from the west. What kind of bluff is that supposed to be? The good detectives are misinformed here, and I need to take advantage on it. Time to press the initiative. The hell do you mean this was taken from the west? The autopsy tells us the victim was shot from the doorway. Your officer's ARCS data tells us the precise location of everything in the room at the time they arrived. And now your photo has shown us the exact moment of the shooting. And altogether, that tells us that this photo must have been taken to the west window. As long as you consider... Yeah, I mean, I'm thinking it's that. Okay, really don't see how I don't see how the face comes in with this one. I don't really see how the revolver comes into this one, so maybe if... Oops. Try this. Okay. Yay! Just take one look at the clock in that photo. Oh yeah, the clock's right there. Yeah. The clock? What about it? The clock, huh? Seems like London's got an idea. If he's mistaken, I could pounce on it and keep my tempo high. This photo was taken right before the shooting, so... Wait, don't tell me the time of death is wrong. Where's the picture? Where's the picture, goddammit? I need to see. Okay. What time is that? Because it looks like it's around 9-ish. But I think he's correct. No, the time of death is correct. I don't see it being wrong. So, I mean, why not? That's a good question, Detective London. But the answer's no. The autopsy, the clock, and the neighbors all agree. The time of death was 9 p.m. Yippee! Right, no mistaking that. So then what the hell were you on about? There's a clock on the wall in this photo. Analog style. And it reads 9 o'clock. 9 p.m., the time of the shooting. The hell's so special about that? Nothing. There's nothing odd about the time the clock reads, but... Do you remember there being a clock in the room? What? Actually, I don't recall there being a clock. That makes sense. You wouldn't recall seeing a clock. Oh wait, I'm doing the wrong voice. That makes sense. You wouldn't recall seeing a clock. Because when the police secured the scene, the clock had already been knocked onto the floor. And the only clock in that room is in the northeastern corner. And my client has informed me that before the crime, it was hung up in the eastern wall. Like so. What the hell is that supposed to be? An artistic rendition. It's, very distinct. If you had information on how the crime scene was before the shooting, why didn't you just add that to the aux? I'd show you my hand. Just because discovery law compels us to share info doesn't mean we have to play fair, detective. Oh my god, she's hot. Slipped my mind. I'll do that now. The important thing is, if that clock was on the eastern wall before the shooting occurred, then this photo must be looking through the western window to see it. Don't start getting ahead of yourself. The victim was shot at 9 p.m., the same time that this photo was taken of the shooter. But you want to claim that the clock's still on the eastern wall when it would have been knocked down during the fighting? You got your logic backwards, detective. Your precious photo shows that the room was pristine at the time of the shooting. And there's one other piece of evidence that proves exactly how the cards fell. Oh, what is this? Is that... Whoa! I'm gonna guess the vase. Yeah, I'm gonna guess the vase. Take another look at the vase from the crime scene. Cheap, durable, and damn near spotless, so what? It's not like there's a timestamp showing us when it fell over. Okay, my bad, never mind. Your precious photo shows that the room was pristine at the time of shooting. The heart on the right, which is covered by your wing, can be used to increase your bet. Oh, interesting. My poor wing. I see it, I see it. I'm gonna guess it. Is it the? No. Oh. Oh, true. They're on top of the victim's body. Okay, that's what I was reading about, and that's why I chose it. And not under it. If the glass fell on top of the victim's body, that would mean that she was dead on the ground before the room got trashed. But that doesn't make any sense. Why would anyone trash the room afterwards? It's a good question, Carlos. Luckily, it's the detectives who have to delve into the minds of the criminally insane, not us. Tell me, detectives, were there any signs of a struggle at the other crime scenes? Other crime scenes? No, nothing like that. Those attacks would have been over in a matter of seconds. So what did you think when you saw the mess in the bedroom? That this was personal, and things had gotten complicated. Shit happens. Shit does happen, detective. But in this case, it seems there's been a general misconception about the order in which shit happened. So what if the room didn't get tossed over until afterwards? He still shot her! And we have a photo right here. I'm glad you do, detective. Because that photo proves my client's innocence. Huh? Proving that wasn't my client who pulled the trigger is difficult. And maybe more importantly for all of us, time-consuming. Thanks to your photo, I can instead prove that it couldn't have been my client who pulled the trigger. Because the man in that photo can't possibly be Carlos. Like hell it can't! Glass shards prove that the room was pristine at the time of the shooting. And we know that until the room was tossed, that clock was on the eastern wall. Which means that this photo of the shooter was taken from the west. Back to this shit, that's impossible! The only hallway in that apartment runs from north to south. The only person with prints on that gun is your client. And the only fact that matters is that he used to murder 6 innocent people. You're a very honest person, detective. Excuse me? That's why you're such a shitty gambler. You played your cards too easily, and now I can steal the pot right out from under you. You're right about the hallway's orientation. You're right about the prints. And this HK figure has claimed 6 lives. But we aren't looking at the hallway in that photo. What? What we're seeing is... Ooh, interesting. Okay, so we got... We've got his prosthetic. We got the mirror. It's not digital. Worthless ceramics. What? Got a flat HK. Okay. So we're talking about who is taking this picture, right? We aren't looking at the hallway in that photo. What we're seeing is it the reflection? That's what I'm gonna guess. I saved, right? Yeah, I saved. Wait. What's that? You tying the glass shards again? Sort of. By the way, do you recall where those glass shards came from? Yep. Yeah, sure, they came from a standing mirror. A mirror that, at the time of the shooting, stood across the room from the western window. But then, that would mean, at that angle, from that viewpoint, it would reflect the hallway. I'm smart! The music is fucking good, I agree. So we're not seeing a shooter with a gun in their left hand. We're seeing a killer take aim with their right arm. Oh god, I didn't... his arm, blah, blah, blah. And he hasn't worn his rental since this morning. So I meant what I said about that photo. I'm glad it was recovered, because it just proved that my client couldn't possibly have committed this crime. That should be the end of it. Except it looks like Detective Reyes really is a novice gambler. Sunk cost has got its teeth in her now, clawing up her spine, whispering wounded pride in her ear. It's a cold sweat, hot palms kind of fever, the impotent, irrational fury of losing something you thought was guaranteed yours. But lucky for you, Detective, I'm well versed in shock therapy. You look dissatisfied, Detective Reyes. That's one word for it. Then allow me to put a nice bow on everything for you. In summary... Oh, my client's so-called... Oh my god, the music just got so loud! Just gonna turn that down just a little. Holy shit, it's so loud! My client's so-called confession was just a note to self. The police found him in shock, reeling at the death of his girlfriend, and arrested him for being next to a gun he forensically couldn't have fired. After being confronted with these facts, he received photographic evidence of the exact moment of the shooting. And instead of utilizing said photo to track down the real killer, he tried to claim it depicted my client, a man without the requisite limbs, standing in an architecturally impossible hallway. That's... Could have had a backup arm. He could have stolen one. A little stubbornness can be charming, but this kind of desperation is ugly. It's getting late. Time to bare my fangs. A bit. Oh my god. Bare your fangs a lot, please! Ooh! Ooh! That's the best you've got. Even a bare bones prosthetic off the black market needs to be attuned to an individual's nervous system. He'd have to bring it into a clinic, which would have left a record on his shoulder OS. A record you won't find. And you'd still have to somehow have gotten rid of it before the police arrived. SOP at the scene of a violent crime called for full spectrum scanning of the entire building and 100 meters around it minimum. So where, Detective Reyes, did he manage to hide a cybernetic arm from your drones in the time between the shooting and his arrest? Well... Ooh. Any objections? Detective. God. Damn it! Let's go. Fold, bitch! She folded. Nice. I love it. I love it. Show me your hand, Flat. You aren't cuffing me? In light of the evidence, we have no reason to hold you. Now I gotta go call the DA and tell her I made a mistake. Not we made a mistake, huh? Listen, kid, you should know. Detective? Lost my train of thought. But hey, your attorney's a real tiger and she just fought like hell for you. Make sure you think it properly. Public defense doesn't pay that well. Yeah. That's kind of you to say, Detective. But my work is its own reward. Now that the girls are done fighting. Sure. I feel exactly the same, Counselor. What happens now? I'll have to speak with the DA about the dismissal. And there's still some paperwork we'll need to go through. But basically, you're free to go. Congrats! You get to leave the casino with your kneecaps intact. Yay? But what am I supposed to do? The detectives will continue their investigation. Their investigation into heartbreak, huh? Yes. When the authorities are satisfied with their examination of the body, she'll be handed over to the next of kin. And then you can make funeral arrangements. No, that's not what Diane being gone is bad enough. But a serial killer? It's like she died of the flu. It doesn't happen anymore. People die of the flu all the time, but I know what you mean. I can't make sense of it. So what am I supposed to do? Hell if I know. There are some contacts I could give you. Services, professionals, doctors. No, you've done more than enough for me. When you got here, I was too tired to even defend myself. To try and convince them that I didn't. You saved me. Thank you. You're welcome, Carlos. But it's my job to... No, I mean, thank you for not asking. For not asking if I killed her. Oh, Carlos. I didn't need to ask. I knew you were innocent from the start. Of course he was. After all. After all what? Oh, yeah, baby! Yes! This is the best possible thing that could have happened! This is the best possible thing that could have happened! This is the best possible thing! I'm just gonna oh, this is the best possible thing that could have happened! I wasn't expecting that. Dude, that's so fire! That's so fire! Holy shit! The blood's always different. Heart's always in the same place. Easy to find. Hard to miss. But the blood's always different. A flowering stain, unfurling towards an invisible sun. A perfectly unique bloom. Only one for each of us. A Rorschach test with a singular universal meaning. Vitality at its climax. Bursting forth into a red fractal consisting solely of an infinite to the end. But the comical thud of a body hitting the floor has its own kind of lowbrow appeal. I'm geeking! Bullet number 6 of 6. The gun's empty. It's useless to me now. May as well leave it. Feels like a waste, but whatever. Finding the ammo is almost enough of the hassle to outweigh the advantages. I could sell an untagged gun for a fair bit of cash, but cash can't buy you peace of mind. Oh, don't look so surprised, lady. Moping around in the dark in here. Must have only been able to see my silhouette. Did you think I was her boyfriend, back for an encore of that enthralling conversation? Can't ask her now. Hey! Yeah, did you hear that? These old pieces are so goddamn loud. And people aren't even familiar enough with the sound anymore to know to run the other way. Probably roused half the neighborhood. But I didn't see anything I could use as even a partial suppressor on the way in. Could they really not afford some throw pillows? I used the other 5 bullets in outer spaces and small spheres of blind opportunity that the city's eyes couldn't think to pierce. Cramped places, usually full of trash. But this room, as cheap as it looks, is at least clean, organized. Oh, clean, organized even. So the corpse adds a certain satisfying contrast. Except, there's shit on the floor. By the window, there are broken pieces of something fragile and tacky. It's fine. It's just one thing out of place. Actually, it's not fine. It's actually really irritating. I kick over this stupid goddamn mirror. 5 perfect crime scenes. Each of them, not a speck of evidence, nothing to go on. And for the final shot, there just has to be some pile of shit in the corner ruining everything. Kick the wall. Something falls from it. Probably more tasteless bullshit. Toss over the chair. Knock the urn. Tear into the sheets with my frustration and try to savor the shredding. If it can't be clean, I'll just have to lean into the messy angle. At least it will be consistent. Oh my This is all so stupid. Honestly, I'm not the ego-driven type. In fact, I pride myself on my humility. Now, was it satisfying when the first 3 went down with single shots? Yes. But so what? I'm not made of stone. After all, I did start to actively aim for the heart, but... Ugh. Heartbreak killer? Really? Don't people have anything better to do with their time? What kind of miserable, lifeless voyeurs would obsess over something that's none of their business? All of the threads and breakdowns in the goddamn theory crafting. And all for the heartbreak killer. Sounds like a soap opera villain from a season where the writers were on strike. I'd feel insulted by the label, but no, that's someone else's name. They came up with it. They spread it. They marketed it. Heartbreak's got nothing to do with me. He's just some reclusive, lonely, socially impotent loser who shot 6 people because... Well, I'm sure people will come up with something. That he got rejected one too many times or whatever. Me? I killed those people because I saw them, and I wanted to. And I've killed a lot more than just 6. Oh my god. Oh my god. Could I be next? Could I be next? At least the room is thoroughly trashed now. If I had just walked away after seeing that mess by the window, it would have irritated me to no end. And now that it doesn't match the MO of the last 5 perfectly, it'll irritate the cops to no end instead. Good riddance, Heartbreak. You enjoy your 15 minutes in the spotlight. Really savor it. I'm going home. Damn. So she just fucking kills people for fun, dude? Just because she wants to? Oh. I love when women have hobbies. The air's weighty tonight. Thick. Energized. A heavily foreshadowed summer rain I can feel on every hair. They call this kind of humidity oppressive, but I disagree. The warm tension on your skin, like in those short moments just after the shower turns off, and the steam lingers. Yeah, it's always most comfortable right afterwards. Maybe there's no disagreement to be had. Oppressive things can be comforting too. Only the guilty ones run. I don't know about that, but I know I've never felt guilty about any of this. And I walk. Good God. Good God. Sorry, using my left is still... That's okay. You can just initial those spots. I took oh my god, I wish that was me sitting down! Morgan! Just one chance, please! And the fucking... I'm sorry, what's making me really gay is the gloves and then the fucking watch and then the sleeves. Dude, imagine if she takes off her jacket and she rolls up her sleeves and... Sorry, that's me choking on her strap. Anyway. It took a scenic route home, courtesy of our fine city's sprawling public transportation, and got in a bit after 11 p.m. Sorry, I have a thing with suits. Had myself a thorough shower, drank a glass of milk. Not a milk. Did some stretching. Made sure my phone was on. Time went by evenly. Around 1:40 a.m., a posting for public defender work came up. Decent rate, since it was so late and so urgent. I had wagered correctly that the boyfriend would have enough sense to ask for a lawyer, and enough debt that he need to be provided one. All I had to do was stay awake. There wasn't much competition after 1 in the morning. Okay, where else? Here and here. How did I phrase it earlier? Criminal defense attorneys aren't exactly flush with customers. Same, I love women. Yes! Handshake. Why wouldn't I take on a job where I already knew more than the cops? It would have been easy to convince Carlos to bleed out. I would have gotten paid the same too. But easy is dangerous. Carlos was, of course, innocent, so his conviction would never be airtight. There would be doubts, questions, appeals. maybe even fans, depending on his looks. More attention on the HK and his crimes. More headaches. A cold case rotting in the very far back of the public's awareness is always preferable to one open and shut in haste. Now, with no more murders matching HK's MO, there won't be any additional public pressure to find a culprit. Now heartbreak can just starve to death out of sight and mind, like any other fluke in the system. Almost done. Getting involved with a case this intimately does have its risks. Hell, I might have even overdone things here or there. Like lighting up a smoke inside an interrogation room just to make doubly sure I didn't still smell of gunpowder myself. Oh my god! That London fellow seemed more fixated on it than I would have liked. But obviously, everything turned out rosy. And it's worth for the finality of it all. Seeing the authorities' failings from the best seat in the house, that's just a bonus. Thanks again, Morgan, for everything. I'm sure Diane is grateful too. Oh no, she's not! Oh no, she's not, dude! Oh no, she's not! Hey, woo! Funny. I don't even know her name. Something the matter? No, sorry, it's just... I was mad when I left the apartment. I know she was too. So when she died... Death was instantaneous, Carlos. I can't imagine that she was in any pain. In fact, I can guarantee she was dead before she hit the ground. No, I know, but I just keep thinking that she must have died angry at me. That she must have died hating me. Okay. To tell you the truth, Carlos, there's something I've been wondering about myself. What is it? Something I noticed in the ARC's data that I didn't quite understand. A piece of the puzzle I couldn't fit in anywhere else. But maybe you can make sense of it. What is... Where did you find that? That pill organizer was found on the victim. She had it grasped in her hand when she died. Obviously, the police added it to the ARCs, but it was quickly ruled irrelevant. Seems like it contained triprexisone, prescribed to help modders with phantom itches. They're small tablets, and those are tricky class too for a pill organizer. Could be hard to handle it with an unsteady hand. No one will ever know what she was feeling when she died. Even if they did, feelings are complicated. You can feel angry, happy, and sad at the same time. But as far as facts are concerned, it would appear that when she died, what she was doing was setting your medications for the week. To my eyes, anyway. Aww. And you fucking killed her, you psycho bitch. That is so hot. Long night. That was too far just now. Practically rubbing it in his face. It's not like I care about his feelings. I doubt I'll ever see him again. But overstepping like that is pure hubris. And hubris invites downfall. So why? Why did I even bother? It was the last piece of the puzzle, I suppose. I'll just need to show more restraint next time. Though there won't be a next time for heartbreak. The gun's in custody. There's no more bullets left. There won't be a seventh victim. There won't be any more leads to pursue. The media will move on to their next obsession. And I'll move on to my next MO. And none will ever... Oh! Found you. District Attorney Rockford. Oh my god. Ah! Oh my god, she's so cute! Sorry, can I try that again? I'm so fried. By all means. Oh my god! Counselor Morgan. Morning, noon, or night, you're always so... put together. Thank you. I don't get it. How do you sleep at night? Pardon? You do white noise? Aromatherapy? Whatever you're doing, I need to steal it. God. I must have bags under my eyes dark enough for the dumpsters. Assistant Detective Attorney Emma Rockford. She's a prosecutor, the lawyer who argues for the state in court, trying to prove a defendant's guilt. And despite her sometimes unkempt appearance, she's probably the sharpest person to fill the position in decades. I should know, since I haven't beaten her once. Worse yet, she has the remarkable ability to compartmentalize all that adversarial energy and only bring it out in the courtroom. It's part of what makes her good at her job. So meet the L, the Morgan's like, yeah, I kind of figured. And hard for me to read. Should I buy a new mattress? What have they got you doing at this ungodly hour, Emma? Oh, well, actually, I'm here for you. Me? Your client was a suspect in the Heartbreak killings. That's my case. Well, I love the shine. Well, then you must have been relieved finding out that you won't have to go to trial against me. No? Why would I be worried about going up against you? It's always the unintended barbs with her. So, you're working with those detectives? Yeah, London and the new girl, Reyes. They've been reporting to me in preparation for the trial. Preparation for trial? That seems ambitious. I guess they gave you the rundown. They've been doing everything they can, but it's hard to catch a killer who leaves behind so little. It's hard to kill while leaving so little behind. So Reyes told you they had HK in custody, and you popped out of bed all excited to run down here. Hardly. I haven't slept in 40 hours. Too much on my mind. So when I heard about a case with a single female victim shot up through the heart, yeah, my ears perked up. But that's about all. Oh? I mean, Carlos Flat, a serial killer? The same serial killer that's outsmarted the state for weeks. She's not using his middle name. He was found with the murder weapon, but I can answer that any number of ways. That may be true, but then I glanced at the report. You glanced at it? No gunpowder residue on him or his clothes. Right. Her little, I love her little D. Too remorseful, too apologetic in that note. Whatever it was about. His dominant arm modded, with documented sensitivity issues. Never could have made shots that clean. Not without getting close enough to leave scorch marks. Not to mention he's too tall for the ballistics entry angles. And probably too heavy not to leave imprints. She got all that from a glance. But I'm sure a competent lawyer like yourself pointed out all out the minute you walked in here. Of course. Worst part is she's not even being sarcastic. Yeah, of course it couldn't have been him. Long-term relationship, physically imposing, argumentative, so not the type to bottle things up. He didn't match the profile. Profile? Yeah, Right. Sorry, you probably never heard of it. I know what a goddamn profile is. A profile is a reconstruction of a criminal's psychology based on evidence from their crimes. Kind of fallen out of fashion for the last few decades. Not much needed to guess about the why when 99 times out of 100, the who is caught on camera. Or before they even leave the house. I've had to find some real fossils and oddballs to get advice on how to go about it. But I think I'm getting the hang of it. So this profiling, it's some kind of investigative technique. The theory is that a crime can tell you something about the nature of the person who committed it. Stabbing, overkill, points to passion, rage, lust. They probably knew their victim. Poison and guns, meanwhile, suggest they can't overpower their victims physically. And then there's the things you can assume about nearly all serial offenders. Childhood trauma, prior criminal record, few or no meaningful attachments. There's a lot of recurring themes in their stories. The detectives say HK doesn't leave evidence. So how much can his crimes possibly tell you? That he's diligent, almost perfect, highly intelligent, painstakingly organized, and with enough criminal connections to get his hands on an untagged firearm. Fair to see her this animated outside the courtroom. It's almost like she's enjoying herself. A sheltered house cat has picked up the scent of a mouse for the first time. A lone wolf. Educated, but all her playfully lethal instincts coming to life. Probably overqualified or undervalued. Though I'm not thrilled with the fact that in that metaphor I would be the... Know what I mean? Definitely. Gay ass. And considering the marksmanship, the detective said that HK would have needed insider information on optics. So does that mean heartbreaks in law enforcement? Never in 10 billion years. Oh. Antisocial, independent, despises authority. They'd be like a stallion applying for a job on a merry-go-round. They'd be kicking kids in the head after the first full rotation. Right, that's exactly how I put it. She's so incredibly normal. There must be some connection to the police, though. Maybe secondary or I can never say tertiary. Oh my god. Tertiary, that's how you say it. These types can help but insert themselves. Insert themselves? I don't do anything resembling that. I love how she's actually getting fucking pissed. Wait, if HK is not a cop, how do they know about the blackout timing? Crime meta statistics analysis. Probably. Pardon? Take the emergency response times from across the city and map them out. Look for brief spikes and delays, chart out the dips and... Sorry. Technical, I know. But all the requisite data is publicly available. With a map, a spreadsheet, a calculator, anyone could reverse engineer the timing if they wanted to. That is such an unpleasant thought, Emma. Well, at least this heartbreak maniac will slow down now that he's lost his weapon. He didn't lose it. He chose it to leave it behind. That tells me he's confident he could do just fine without it. And it just makes me even more certain that these aren't his only kills. Were there other shootings with the same MO? No, not that I found. Are there victims that fit the description? No. But I'm not overly focused on the victim's appearance anyway. I mean, these 6 victims all look like each other, but they also look like a lot of people. That's true. Hell, they kind of look like me. Do they? Earlier that like sometimes serial killers have like an urge to like enact violence on people similar to the person because they can't physically hurt the one person they want to the most, dude. Sure. What, don't you see it? I hadn't thought about it. Point is, no one can kill that cleanly when it's their first time. Getting things that perfect takes practice. So I know that HK must have had a lot more than 6 occasions to practice, Morgan. And that's why I think heartbreak is a misnomer. You've got something gadgier in mind? I just don't think shooting them in the heart has any particular significance. If anything, it's a testament to their accuracy and their cold-blooded efficiency. The best possible use of 6 untagged bullets. 6 kills guaranteed, no matter what kind of life support mods they were packing. Their real signature isn't the bullets or the gun. It's the perfection. That's hard to wrap your head around. I'm saying that these 6 murderers were just a fluke, a slip-up, a mistake. Exactly, a mistake. They got too clean, too efficient, and now they've got the public's attention. It's no wonder they're so pissed. Are you talking about the crime scene? Yeah, probably for the detectives for a loop, right? Based on what you've said, I don't blame them. Whoever trashed that room doesn't seem like the smooth operator you'd been describing. On the contrary. I don't follow. This was the last bullet. Their last shot. The other 5 were perfect. So if anything was out of place this time around, They must have thrown one hell of a temper tantrum. You make them sound like a child. Childish. And cowardly. And two-faced. Someone who hates to lose almost as much as they love to win. Your profile tell you all that? That? No. That part's just... takes one to know one. So to summarize, you're looking for a cold-blooded, faceless, perfectionist killer you think has no persistent MO or victim type. In a city with an 8-digit population, well, good luck. I don't need luck. I only need more information. Well, I'm sure the city would be happy to provide you with more resources. No, Morgan, I mean I need more crime scenes. Oh. Sad truth is, if Heartbreak walked away today, I'd never catch them. Only way my net narrows is if they keep piling up bodies. Not a very fair trade, is it? No, it isn't. But getting screwed over is a given. It's a deal with the devil. Fair enough. Oof. Okay, that rant was pretty morbid and detailed. I need to get out more, or sleep more. Or sleep less, but harder. You think a higher thread count would help? Don't worry about it. I'm always happy to listen to you ramble. It's a lot more pleasant than having to face you in the courtroom. Sorry, but that's the adversarial process. So no hard feelings, yeah? No hard feelings. We're both just doing what we do. I could use a cup of coffee. Oh, wrong person. I could use a cup of coffee. How about you? Don't tempt me. If you fall asleep face first into the table, I won't even take a picture. Okay. Just don't expect this to make a difference next time we're at each other's throats. Heartbreak won't claim any more victims. In 2 weeks, the media will have moved on to the next sensation. And the police will have moved on to cases they actually stand a chance of closing. It's what people do. But Emma is different. She'll set it aside and work a dozen other cases, never bringing it up. But a private corner of that frustratingly sharp mind of hers will continue to whittle away at it. Never finishing, but never quitting either. So I can't afford to take my eyes off of her. As long as that's the case, I may as well try to enjoy that view. Oh shit, baby. Android? Which means you're going to be living with my friend for a while. For how long? I'm sorry, I don't know. There's no need to look that upset over it. My face barely moved. It may as well have been a blatant pout from where I'm sitting. Yeah, like that. This friend of yours, they're trustworthy? Absolutely. In fact, I trust them more than anyone. Hey, come on, it'll be fun. Really? Really. Educational, too. I think you could stand to learn a lot from someone like Morgan. Fire! Hell yeah. Super great. Super great. Let's go. Let's go. Oh, hell yeah, Dev Talk. Love Dev Talk. And he shall appear. To be continued in... Oh, you're the smartest person I know, Morgan, when it comes to people. Personally, I think it's cool to bring something that flawed into the world. Criminal defense attorney where a crime scene, I think we can guess what happens next. Oh my god, Fran! I've never stolen anything that wasn't already compromised. Who is that? Work hard, the company will have you set for license after 2. Oh my god, who's that? I can tell you how many musicians he's screwed over by a big smile and a fat signing bonus. So that's not just a lawyer job thing, you're just like a dull man on the weekends too. Oh my god, who's that? Come here. Oh my god, who's that? The company will stop substituting for anything. Oh, we can't hope to keep this quiet very long. But it's a million times more likely than the alternative. The Heartbreak could never stop themselves from killing. Father said that you owed him. I don't do anything out of the goodness of my heart. But when I take a job, I never half-ass it. Oh my god. Boom, 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 boom. Fire, dude. Results. Congratulations, finished episode 3 with 0 credit. Oh my god. Concept art. Ooh, based on your highest score. Ooh. Ooh, wow. Let me look at the concept gallery, please. Oh yeah, baby. Good shit. Good shit. How does that hair work? Dude, as a concept artist, I'm gonna fucking slurp all of this up. I love it. Dude, good shit. Yeah, that hair is a work of art. Yeah, baby. Oh, and she has the fucking she has the fucking harnesses. Just licks it all up. Dude, that undershirt goes hard. Super fire. Super fire. Ooh, yeah. Oh. Oh, dude, he's a little chub. Oh, that's so fire. Oh my god, my queen. My queen, my queen, my queen. Make her fatter! Although I really love that there's a chubby character in this. Dude, that angle on the fucking down left. They're both in the doorway. Love, love. Oh my god, love. Key. Oh my god, she is so much taller than her. Oh, look at her! Look at her in the fucking fit. Oh yeah, that's fire. That's so cute. That's so cute. Oh my god. Super epic. Oh, interview? Oh, interesting. Okay. Maybe I'll check this shit out next time, but I will continue going on with episode 1 because I honestly didn't think it'd be that long. But it is! It's a good for a stream length. It is. I'm sorry that I had like a little pause in between it, but I did see that the developer did stop by to check it out, so I hope you enjoyed what you saw. I hope they enjoyed it. The super well made. At the start it was kind of a little slow, but that's with most visual novels, to be fair. I've kind of been being spoiled with Ace Attorney since it's a lot of bam 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 bam. But yeah, I mean, as soon as it hit like the actual like gameplay, it got really fucking good. And then the twist made it even better. A great setup to the start of a game. I love Death Note, and now I have Yuri Death Note, so that means everything is right with the world. And Morgan hit up my line. Oh, the main menu change. Oh yeah, baby. If you're like Morgan, hit up my line. Why is the game semi-crashing? All right. Either way. I'm gonna go back to the bonuses screen because I think that just made my fucking computer chug. What the fuck happened? Either way, people I watched it stream there's 3 streams. Okay, we'll see how it goes. But either way, I'm dedicated to putting aside some time for that. It looks like we're not gonna be able to do Umineko tomorrow. So I might switch around my Ace Attorney stream with Umineko and just swap it to a Thursday. But we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. Here, I'm gonna change over to normal, so my computer can stop freaking chugging. Boop. There we go. Okay, that should be much better. But yeah, I had so much fun. But yeah, so I'm gonna see how it goes. I'm gonna talk to the boys about it. If you see the thing change on my Discord, that means it's happening. So tomorrow I'll probably play Ace Attorney, and then Thursday I'll play. We'll play Umineko with the boys. Yeah! Damie, thanks so much for recommending me that game. It's super epic and awesome and gay, and I love it. Thank you. You know me. You know my tastes. You know my tastes so well, and I appreciate it. I can't wait to see what shenanigans happen in the next episode. But yeah! I'm gonna leave it at that. Thank you guys so much for joining me today. I'll see you all tomorrow, okay? Have a good rest of your night, JB. Also, happy birthday, Nix. Happy birthday! Have a good day, everybody. Safe travels. Be good people. Thank you. Bye!